We've got a special guest, Eryn Wilson, joins us in the studio. Many of you may recognise his face, however, because this is radio, you can't see it. Eryn, you've got a total recognisable New Zealand face. You've been an actor for years, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I studied at Toi Whakaari Drama School in Wellington in 93, 94, and since then I've kind of been around the traps doing the theatre thing, a bit of TV, bit of film, the usual thing that New Zealand actors do.
And now you're taking a turn at directing.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm directing a documentary called Dog's Best Friend. I've always wanted to direct something, and certainly as a Kiwi kind of creative, you have to diversify in this industry.
So tell me about this doco you want to make about the dog.
Okay, so Mum put me onto this guy, Jacob. She literally texted me saying, "Love, Mum's a crazy dog lady. Like, she's always had dogs, always will. We grew up with dogs, all that stuff."
Yeah.
She said this guy does amazing things with dogs out of Australia. So I looked him up online. Cut a long story short, I spent about half an hour just staring at these YouTube videos of Jacob working with these dogs. And I emailed him cold and said, "G'day mate, it's Eryn here. Bit of a strange request. Has anyone ever approached you about making any kind of TV or film about you?" He said, "No, come over for as long as you like. My door is open and let's do it." And I was just like, within 2 weeks I was over there starting a doco.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's based in Rouse Hill, which is northwest Sydney.
Right.
I think it's about 45 minutes north of Sydney Centre. And he's got a place he owns and runs Australia's CBE DPC, which is Canine Behaviour Expert Dog Psychology Centre. So he has this business and he's got 27 dogs that are all on his property, and he rehabilitates dogs from Chihuahuas right through to, he's got a cane Corso, Zeus, who's 85 kgs. So, and...
where does he get the dogs from? Are they sort of troubled dogs and then they go to him?
Well, if there's people that come to him who have a dog that's pulling on the lead when they go walking. So there's the simple stuff.
Okay.
And then he's got the extreme cases where, like Aragon, who's one of his dogs, one of his pack. Aragon he found on the side of the road with bullet wounds, left for dead, and he rehabilitated him, and now he's the most beautiful dog. And he's a pit bull. And pit bulls are in the news, you know what I mean?
Well, to be honest, that was my next thing, because I was like, all the images, because I, had a look at and Googled myself, and all the images of him and the dogs, they look like, and I'm allowed to say this because I'm a naive parent, child-eating dogs.
Yes,
yes. They look like rough, scary dogs.
Sure.
And that have been in the news a lot for attacking kids.
Yes. Well, the thing is, pit bull breeds, the powerful breeds, get a rough time, because basically, if ever there's an attack or a bite or whatever, people are very quick to say something along the lines of, it was some kind of pit bull breed. So that's just a wide-ranging kind of term to use, so it's not very specific for a start. But the other thing is, the thing I've learned, and I thought I knew stuff about dogs, so I'm a dog lover, but the thing I've learned, it is absolutely the owner's, it's the owner's responsibility. And all the stuff that's going wrong out there with dogs attacking, you have to do a 180 and look at the owner. Yeah. And you will see all of the dog's problems in that person. It has nothing to do with the dog. Yes, breeds were bred for specific reasons historically, and it's important to know a dog's breed history. Having said that, one of the basic things, if you have a puppy and you exercise that puppy and you play with that puppy, which are two different things, you socialise that puppy with other dogs and people from the beginning of its life all the way through, you wouldn't have 95% of the problems that people have with dogs. A lot of pit bulls, you think about why people get them in the first place. There's a lot of amazing pit bulls, but people still give them a wide berth when they're walking down the street. These dogs are fine.
Yeah. Are they though? I mean, it feels like that they are more aggressive, or is it just that people who buy them don't look after them? Maybe.
Look, I think it's the
people that are attracted to them.
Yeah, there's an ignorance and a lack of education on the part of the owners. But also the pit bull breeds, and look, I'm no dog expert, but from what I'm kind of like absorbing, is that pit bulls were known as the nanny dogs. They were bred to fight in the pit historically, so they'd go another dog, but they were treated like athletes. They were treated really well and brought up in the home. Now they had to be bred to be amazing kind of fighting dogs with other dogs, but they also had to be amazing with people. And a pit bull by nature will not attack a person. So if a pit bull attacks a person, something's gone on with that owner and the way they've treated that dog. And look, if you think about the human analogy, if you were tied up around the back of a house and you weren't socialised with people or other dogs, anything like that, of course you're going to go nuts, just like a human would, a dog does too. And unfortunately, a lot of those pit bulls are treated that way. Not all.
Seeing your Kickstarter video is so good, and listeners, I totally encourage you to check it out as well. You're looking for more funding, although you've already got a lot.
We are trying to raise $31,600 in 40 days. We've only got a couple of days left, and it's going really well. And look, there's a woman on the other side, like not other side of the world, I think she's, where is she? She's in Singapore, who's given us like $5 or $6 grand. I don't even know who she is. I have no idea who this woman is.
But maybe she's really passionate about dogs.
Absolutely.
And she thinks that, dogs get a bad rap, or, certain dogs, and so she wants this out there.
Absolutely. And I think the thing is, your Kickstarter video is everything. It's your calling card. So I think we have really captured that. Jacob's a guy who chops up dog meat at 6 at night with bare feet with an axe. And
he is an intriguing cat.
Oh, he is. He's just like a normal Aussie guy who is all about the dogs. And what I wanted to do was, like, to Kiwis and Aussies, a man in shorts with bare feet with an axe isn't such a big deal. But look, someone in Germany or someone in other parts of the world will love that sort of stuff. They'll think, oh my God, those guys are crazy. So I'm really careful really want to hold on to that sense of it. Being a little bit country, being like hot and Aussie, and Jacob is all of that stuff. And I'm trying to think international with the doco on a long term.
Oh, Eryn, this is exciting. So once the funding is finished and hopefully, you've got all the funding and everything, then what's the time process for releasing the doco after that? Or how, is it like a year? Or?
Well, basically, part of your campaign, part of our campaign page, our Kickstarter campaign, we'll put our video, then we've basically got our campaign for people to read. And I've basically outlaid there too that what we do is we get the funding. There's about a 2-week stand-down period where it gets processed by Kickstarter. They take 5% of the total amount, then they release the funds to you. And then timeline-wise, Jacob and Jenna, having his fiancée Jenna, she's lovely, they're having a baby, I think in August. So we're going to get over there before then. So the next time we go to Aussie to shoot them will be 2 to 3 weeks before they have their baby.
It's big bringing a baby into a dog family. That's another discussion. Yeah.
Well, while we were there, Jacob showed us what he does with the dogs, and he's already prepping them. He's got a little baby that makes noises, and he brings the dogs around, and he basically teaches them and trains them how to be around this small little thing.
Have you named the documentary yet?
Yes, we've called it Grant LaHood, who's a lovely, well-known Kiwi director. He's kind of my mentor on this project, and we met up for coffee, and he said, you've got to have dog in the title. And so you sort of need to be clear to a degree about what it's about. He said, why don't you call it Dog's Best Friend? Because that's what Jacob is. And I was like, it seems really simple. And I thought, I want it to be a bit more flashy than that. And I was thinking, I slept on it, I'm thinking, no, hang on, that's perfect. And so that's what it's called, Dog's Best Friend.
Dog's Best Friend. A documentary by Eryn Wilson. No doubt you'll see it, New Zealanders, in the next wee while. But help it get started.
Yes.
Kickstarter.
Well, look, I was doing a playing around with Google just before. And if people want to kind of like find the Kickstarter campaign, which is the key to learning about what the documentary is all about and getting all the info, if you go onto Google and you type in Kickstarter, which is all one word, Kickstarter, all one word, and then space Eryn, which is me, ERYN, and then space Wilson, which is my surname, Kickstarter space Eryn Wilson, you will go straight to it'll come up on the Google search and you've got to click on it.
We'll link it from the KiwiFM Facebook page too, and
awesome.
I'll tweet it. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
All the best.
Thank you very much. I'm feeling really positive. I'm onto a good thing. Having met Jacob, that really solidified it all, because I wasn't sure, and it's going to be awesome. And yeah, it's just the beginning, but thanks to everyone out there for the support so far.
Oh, Eryn Wilson, good luck. And thank you so much for coming on KiwiFM Breakfast. Yes, definitely search Eryn Wilson, Dog's Best Friend.